It's going down. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of It's Going Down, being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Prepare for war with Russia, NATO leader. So the bloc's industry and civilians alike must prepare for an all-out conflict within the next 20 years, the top officials have said. And Esau ain't got no 20 fucking years, okay? You know, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, like it says in the Holy Scriptures, okay? That's what their inward thought is. You know, Esau thinks he's just going to rule forever and there's going to be wars and, people are going to be chipped and, controlled and he's going to have control over the world's resources and da 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 da. Nah, you know, you see, Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, they have you Edomites. When I say the Edomites, I speak of the so-called elites trickling down to the rest of their nation and people. Okay, the Lord has y'all in the trick bag. You think you got 20 years, but you don't. Okay? This could actually be the year that Yahweh Shai returns. I mean, Lord's will. You know, the scriptures speak about hastening the day. But the U.S.-led NATO bloc must prepare for a major conflict with Russia, which would require mass mobilization of civilians as well as the rapid expansion of industrial output to sustain the war effort. Dutch Admiral Rob uh, Bauer, or is that Bayer, the chair of the NATO Military Committee, has said. The top official made the remarks after a Thursday meeting of NATO defense chiefs in Brussels, urging the bloc to prepare for a major conflict with Moscow within the next 20 years. We have to realize it's not a given that we are in peace, which there is no peace because you Edomites are not about peace. Okay? And a matter of fact, the proof that you Edomites are not about peace is Habakkuk. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, and I'll just start there. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Well, now, whose soul is this talking about? The soul of you Edomites. But the just, who is the just? The Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. The just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Right, he neither keepeth at home, meaning what? You Edomites are always in somebody else's land. And who are the main nation of who are the main people amongst the Edomites that are always in somebody else's country? Because your home represents your country. Like, have you ever heard the term my homeland? Well, your homeland is your country. Okay? So, who amongst the Edomites, who are the main people that are always in somebody else's land? That's America. America got troops on the borders of Iran. They got troops down in Europe. They got troops in the western parts of Europe. They got troops on the borders of Russia. They got troops in the South Korea. They got troops in the seas of Taiwan. Okay, they got Navy destroyers circling North Korea. They got troops down in Africa. They got troops in the Middle East. Come on, man. So this man never, he never keeps his damn troops in his own country. Who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. And that's why there will never be peace on this planet as long as the wicked, which are the Edomites, are in rulership. But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. So it says, and that's why we are plannable and not everything is going to be hunky dory in the next 20 years. The official warned that the potential conflict would require focused effort not only from the NATO militaries themselves, but also from the industries and civilians of member states alike. You need to be able to fall back on an industrial base that is able to produce weapons and ammunition fast enough to be able to continue a conflict if you are in it, he said. Okay. We need to be readier across the whole spectrum. And when I see that word readier, the first thing that comes to my mind is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare what? Prepare war. So they're making themselves ready, readier across the whole spectrum. Why? Because they're fulfilling prophecy. Joel 3 and 9. Prepare war. You have a system in place to find more people if it comes to war, whether if it does or not. Then you talk mobilization, reservists, or conscription. Bayer's statement comes amid a series of warnings from NATO members states of a purportedly imminent conflict between U.S.-led bloc and Russia. Earlier this week, for instance, Estonian Prime Minister Kaja Kallas claimed the alliance has only 3 to 5 years to get ready for the possible confrontation. Speaking to the Times, Kallas warned that the time frame very much depends on how we manage our unity and keep our posture regarding Ukraine. What Russia wants is a pause, and this pause is to gather its resources and strength. Weakness provokes aggressors, so weakness provokes Russia, she asserted. See, whenever Esau finds opportunity, you know, he would not hesitate to shed blood. Okay, I had to enlarge that so you brothers can see what I'm reading here. A similar take on the situation was provided by British Defense Minister Grant Shapps, who predicted a larger scale conflict between the collective West and Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea within 5 years. And we know that a confrontation between the West, which is America, and Iran would spark a full-blown World War III. Now, while we're already in the midst of World War III is going to really pop off when America goes into Iran. And that's presuming to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Let's get that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Okay. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Okay. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Now I'm going to read it again. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. So we know that Babylon is America. Okay. Surely the least of the flock. Who's the least of the flock? That's those so-called Israelis. Okay. They're the ones going around telling the world that they are the flock of the Lord, right? By claiming to be Jewish. Okay. They're claiming to be Jewish, right? So they're the ones telling the world that they are the flock of the Lord, pushing that false image of Chadre Borgia as the Messiah. Okay, that false image. Okay, so they're the least of the flock, which shall draw them out, which shall draw who? America, which is Babylon, into their confrontation, their conflict against Iran. Surely he, who, the least of the flock, shall make their habitation desolate with them. Because the land of Israel, as well as those 48ers in that land, are going to be wiped out by nukes. And anybody in the land of Israel that's still on the grounds in the land of Israel, they're going to be wiped out by nukes. Okay, America, which is Babylon, is going to be made desolate with them, and that's presuming to Isaiah the 13th chapter. Okay, where it says, Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And how was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? By fire. So America is going to go out by nuclear fire. Okay, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. So it says in North Korea, within 5 years, the minister urged the allies to ramp up their defense spending, insisting the West is now facing an existential threat from the aforementioned countries. There you go. So hopefully you were informed and edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. Is on to the next one.